of supporting certain things. They can change leadership. In church, really the only things you can change is the pastor, and you can vote if someone becomes an elder or a deacon. But it's very hard to vote against the status quo. A lot of wives feel pressure from their husbands to vote according to how the family or the head of the family deems is appropriate. I mean, there was a commercial from the Democratic presidential candidate, Harris, about conservative women being pressured and coerced into voting for a president according to how their spouse or their spiritual leaders voted. There's so much pressure to be silent, quiet, and if even in the Bible it says, if you are a woman, you are to stay quiet in church. Women are not allowed to hold positions of authority, and if they try to usurp the toxic male gender stereotype, you feel intense consequences. You will lose. Now, there are some more mild Christian denominations that have female pastors. That is a great way to pursue change, to equal or at least bring up the people who 20 years ago did not even have the opportunity to have access to leadership positions. When people in power say that everything they say, everything they believe was said by a God, you can almost never challenge this mentality. Luckily, most power dynamics in churches are not dangerous or worse. I mean, you look at Jonestown. Very few people ever stood up to him. And if they did, they usually died or disappeared. And if you're not a man, if you report abuse, power dynamics, inappropriate misconduct, if you don't take a man along, you are dismissed. And if you're in a church that does not dismiss this, awesome. But my mother would make complaints about unbiblical discussion in sermons where pastors would say things that contradicted Christianity, and my mother would not be listened to or believed unless my father came with her. Women are infantilized in church. They teach that women are the property of men, father to husband. That position of control and spiritual leadership is given during marriage. Women are not the head of the household. They are secondary. And all structures between men and women in any religion is based on power dynamics. And when one person believes what they're saying is a revelation from God, you cannot stand against these people and keep what social and spiritual access and peace you have. My parents were thrown out of 4 churches for voting against the majority, standing up to bullying and coercion. And if you believe in Christianity, speaking up against error in doctrine is mocked, dismissed, and they make you suffer for it. This is the way extreme forms of Christianity treats people. Because people are only tolerated for money, access, power, control, influence, and bringing more people in. If you don't play by the rules, adhere to their status quo, which may or may not be biblically accurate, you have to play ball. And if you don't, you have less influence than anyone. You have the influence of a child. They don't listen to you, they dismiss you, and it is so terrible. And if you get into the misconduct, the power dynamics are dangerous. How many pastors have been accused, convicted, or fired for inappropriate relationships? Because when a pastor is caught having a relationship with a 15-year-old girl, he says a young lady or relationship. It's never, I groomed, I assaulted, I committed a felony. It's always a relationship, a young woman. A 15-year-old girl is not a young woman. You're not a young woman until you're 18. There is no accountability for the abuse that is heaped on people.